Yeah, yeah. Mic testing, mic testing. Mic testing. One. Let's go.
Kind of disturbed me out of all the comments that I'm not swag. Who is? I got time today. Who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? Baby, who is? Who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag,
Sway.
who is swag? Baby, who is swag? Who is? Who is swag? Right. Breathe. I wake up motivated. 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 I wake up trying to bless somebody, inspire somebody, encourage somebody, help somebody to the next level. I got time today. I got time today. I got time. I got time. I got time today. I got time today. I got time today. I got time. I got time. I got time today. Who is swag? If ain't swag, who is swag? If ain't swag, who is swag? If ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? Baby, who is swag? Who is? Who is swag? Right. I wake up motivated. I am a whole lot of things that a lot of folks would like to be. And somebody had the audacity to sit up here and say what I ain't. But baby, I know what I am. Who is swag? If I ain't swag, 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 who is swag? Baby, kind of disturbed me out of all the comments that I'm not swag. Who is? I got time today. Who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? Baby, who is? Who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag,
Sway.
who is swag? Baby, who is swag? Who is? Who is swag? Right. Breathe. I wake up motivated. 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 I wake up trying to bless somebody, inspire somebody, encourage somebody, help somebody to the next level. I got time today. I got time today. I got time. I got time. I got time today. I got time today. I got time today. I got time. I got time. I got time today. Who is swag? If I ain't swag, 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 who is swag? Baby, who is swag? Who is? Who is swag? Right. I wake up motivated. I am a whole lot of things that a lot of folks would like to be. And somebody had the audacity to sit up here and say what I ain't. But baby, I know what I am. Who is swag? If I ain't swag, 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 who is swag? Baby, kind of
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Rich Turner. We're going to go ahead and get into this. For the ones who are in the chat, appreciate you being here. For anyone catching the live stream, appreciate you listening in. We're going to go ahead and dive into what it is that we want to cover. So basically what we're going to go over is, have the opportunity to meet Coach Prime before his Jackson State University days. And this is going to be a quick video. Won't take up too much of your time, and we're going to talk about what that interaction was like, what led up to it, and some of the things going forward that we've learned since then. So, prime time, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime to other people, 8-time Pro Bowler, 14 NFL seasons for the Atlanta Falcons, San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys, Washington Redskins, and the Baltimore Ravens. 9-time All-Pro selection, 8 Pro Bowl selections, 53 career interceptions, 22 for TDs, 25.1 yards per interception return average, ranked second in NFL history, and of course, Hall of Fame cornerback. So how did I meet Prime, or Coach Prime as we know him today? So I was a coach in the TYSFL, Texas Youth Select Football League, which is where my son played wide receiver and defensive end for one of the 12 U teams. Now, during the season, of course, we would scrimmage other teams, other kids, all teams would do it and kind of gauge yourself on where your team was based on the talent that you were playing against. All right. One of the teams was the Cedar Crest Comets, who were located in the Cedar Crest neighborhood over in Oak Cliff. Now, for perspective, the area in which the field is located got a pretty high crime rate, right? And it's basically in triple digits above what the national crime rates are. Right now, what you're looking at is that neighborhood where that field is located. As you can see, it's kind of a rundown area. A lot of talented kids come out of this neighborhood, but I don't think anybody would question that this is kind of a shady part of town. Nothing against the people there, but I'm from this city. I've been there numerous times, and I kind of know what goes on, in that area. Now, the other piece that we'll cover is Coach Prime. Before he was Coach Prime, of course, he was just Coach Sanders. Of course, he had the Truth Prep Academy, and also he was the coach and owner of that football program. So did a lot of good stuff there. A stand-up guy, right? From everything that I can get from it. So I'll dive into the story of how I met Coach Prime, what that interaction was like, and then I'll open up the stream for anybody who wants to call in. I know that some of our favorite YouTubers just got some alerts that they're live right now, so I don't expect that the chat will be packed tonight. But by all means, feel free to check out the restream. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have that alert notification. You got the bell clicked, so that whenever I go live, you have an opportunity to be a part of the program. So one of the teams was the Cedar Crest Comets. Of course, they're located in the Cedar Crest neighborhood. This is, of course, like I stated, in Oak Cliff, which is a historically underserved part of the city of Dallas. What I want to show you all is, give me a second here. What you're about to see is some data that I pulled from online as it relates to this neighborhood to give you an idea of, it'll put a lot of stuff into perspective, and it'll also speak to the character of Deion Sanders, Primetime, Coach Prime, whatever you prefer to call him. So what you're looking at right now is the crime stats for that neighborhood. All right. So I'll go ahead and start running down the story. So we arrived at the field. Kids began carving out a spot on the sidelines to erect our tents and start handing out Gatorade and water up until the game started. During this time, he stayed pretty close to his kids and the parents, greeted other coaches who he knew in some form or fashion, from whether it's playing against them over the years, being in the same tournaments, whether they, reached out for guidance, so on and so forth. Our game against the Truth Academy kicked off late in the afternoon and was even Stevened up until about halftime. Excuse me, where we eventually started to pull away and ultimately won the game. I'll bring this picture back up of Coach Prime because I want to make sure his progression shows as I go through this video. So after the game, excuse me, Coach Prime walked to the middle of the field, shake hands with the head coaches. This is a football tradition on all levels that you learn from a really young age. Whether you're in flag football, clear all the way up to the pros. Everybody know after the game, you walk to the middle of the field. Of course, Coach Prime had a incident with another coach from HBCU a couple months back. But, you take to the field to shake hands with the other coaches. And this is kind of when I had a short interaction with the man behind the myth. So in this game, my son scored the last touchdown as the clock wound down to end the game, which caused Coach Prime to look over at him at the end of the game and kind of laugh and say, "Hey, man," in his voice, right? "Hey, man, why you do us like that?" That's kind of how he talks. My son, as starstruck as he was to just say anything, just kind of stood there shocked, kind of looked back at me like, "Oh, it's really him." Of course, he knew who Deion Sanders was, and then he eventually smiled and shook his hand, had a quick chat, dapped him up, all that good stuff. He talked to the owner of our team, and that was that. So about this time, people started to come up and start to ask for pictures. That were speaking, saying hi. Some parents, he recognized them off the bat and gave them a hug. He was dapping up random dudes who was just excited at an opportunity to meet this legend that is Deion Sanders. So on the way to the parking lot, a lot of kids ran up. He continued to take pictures and shake hands until he eventually, disappeared into a sea of people and left the field. Now, there are some who feel as if he should not have left Jackson State University, but I'm sure many of y'all have heard, how our community treated him. Theft of his property, vandalizing his son's vehicle, so on and so forth. And I want to bring up a video that I like the detractors to really put yourself in his shoes. And if you were him, how would you, how would you handle it? So we'll check this out.
Start off by saying, God bless you. Appreciate you and everything. I'm pissed off right now because I had mixed emotions. We won. The kids played really well. But while the game was going on, somebody came in and stole every darn thing I had in my locker room.
Oh
the
my
coach's
God.
office.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Credit cards, wallet, watches. Thank God I had on my necklaces. How?
Oh, mercy.
So when I talk about quality, raising standards, that goes for everyone, man. Not just the people on the field, not just the coaches, not just the teachers, not just the faculty, but that's everybody, security in everybody. So how do you think it feels coming back after just teary-eyed because the guys have presented me with the game ball, one of the best moments I've ever had in my professional sports career emotionally. And then you go into your locker room, your coach's office to digress, and you notice and you don't even have a phone to call your mama, to call your girl, to call your kids because it's been stolen. You don't even have the Scully hats that you wore here. We're gonna find out who did it. Let's flush that. Jackson State, Deion Love. Wonderful game. Defense played the butts off. You guys, I'm 100. Y'all know how I get down. That pissed me off today, man. And that, y'all know. Come on, man. That don't even make sense. So So I'm very transparent, and I'm gonna always be transparent with y'all. And I just ask y'all to be transparent and keep it 100 with me.
Coach, was it only your stuff that was
Only my stuff.
Okay.
Targeted, man.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. God bless y'all.
So when you have somebody of that caliber that is invested into the community, and his payback is to have his belongings stolen. I didn't even pull up the video, of course, where we know that his son's truck was vandalized. These are the things that we do to each other, and then we wonder why there's always that crab in the bucket mentality. Now, after watching that video and seeing what happened to him, let me show you before he was ever at JSU, before he was ever out of Colorado, when he was never off of the radar, but what he was doing leading up to going to JSU. This is a video from Nonstop Hip Hop TV. Let me show you the type of brother this is that they stole from. Check this out.
Relax. Look at me. Don't look at your mom and dad. We got to relax, okay? Look at me. I can do this. But you gotta have fun doing this too, okay? So go back out there, relax, and have a good time. Okay? Give me something. Go do your thing.
It's Prime, baby. Hip Hop Nonstop TV. They don't stop till you drop, baby. They came and covered the Truth Youth Tryouts today. Phenomenal. All ethnicities, white, black, Hispanic, Asian. Kids come from all over the Metroplex for one commonality, to play some ball and to cheer for the truth. That's a beautiful thing, man. T, trust in God, respect myself and others, understand I have unlimited possibilities, try my best to never give up, and honor the truth and its creed at all times. That's what we stand for. We're trying to get these kids to college. College is mandatory. It's not an option. College is mandatory, and we trick them by bringing a sport into the realm. Football, baseball, basketball, cheerleading, track, just to educate them. Our babies are doing something. We know not all of them, not many of them are going pros, but they're going to be professionals. I promise you that.
So if it seems like I'm taking some of this personal, that's probably why. Because I've met the man. I've seen what he does with our youth. He brings everybody out. He brings the fathers out. Of course, he brings the mothers out. Friendly with the kids, friendly with the parents, really a man of the people. Out there interacting, the people could touch him. You can shake his hand. You can have a conversation with him. He wasn't surrounded by police. He wasn't surrounded by security. He was out there in one of the worst parts of the city of Dallas. This man went down into the trenches for a football tournament and walked around and was amongst the people. And when I tell you in the trenches, I mean, this is a youth football game, but you could smell weed in the background. It was people pouring up drinks. It's the hood. But when you have somebody like that with his kind of notoriety, and he comes back to the neighborhood to give back, and he's literally out there. You can see the man, you can touch the man, you can talk to him. He's out there coaching kids on the sidelines. Before their games come up, before his team actually got on the field, he was talking to the other coaches, talking to the parents, talking to the police officers who were doing security outside of the field, talking to the DJs. This is somebody you could actually interact with. So whenever we have talent like this that leave our community, it's beyond me how anybody could say that he should have stayed. When you know all the things that happened to him, he didn't use Jackson State as a stepping stone. It was a part of his journey. And it's not a journey that he started once he went to Jackson State, obviously. I just showed a video. The video is probably, over 10 years ago. His son, quarterback for Jackson State University, and what we assume is going to be the quarterback for Colorado University, was in that video too. I just didn't put it up there. Shedeur may have been 10 years old, something like that. So the video is probably 10 plus years old. But the effect that this man has, it's not just on the kids. It's not just on different programs that he goes to. It's not just on the coaches that work for him and work with him. It's not just on the players that want to come and play for him. It's on other professional players. The suits that Jackson State University, the suits that the players wore, Michael Strahan helped out with that. Michael Strahan, another player, played for the New York Giants. Hall of Fame. Assisted him in that. And once he made this move to Colorado University, other players started to reach out. Check this out.
Ooh, give me goosebumps talking about it, because, you know, to not have a father like that and to have Deion with those kids, I mean, hey, man, I'm going to get my degree and ask for a job. I promise you I am.
Oh, is that right? Is that right? What do you got?
Yeah. Breaking news on the Roku. Our honeymoon is over. We good. I'm asking for a job, Prime, as soon as I get this paperwork.
What paperwork is it? What do you got?
Degree. You need a degree to coach in college, Rich.
Well,
I left the University of Miami and never looked back. I got to turn around and go back and get a couple classes.
What degree? What degree? What degree are you going for at the U?
What do they call it? What do they call it? General studies?
Yeah. So what is that? You're studying generals? You're studying generals? This is the study of generals?
I mean, that means you got enough hours and passed enough classes to get a piece of paper to say, yeah, now he good.
Okay. The generals you're studying are Patton and So chicken? Is that what it is?
No, General Tao.
Okay.
General Tao
Okay, good, very good. Okay, didn't know that. All right. Well, I mean, by the way, Deion, I don't understand schools that wouldn't take this or considered him a risk. I just don't get it. And he will show. He will prove out. No question.
That's
right.
This is going to be lovely, Rich, to watch. This is going to be lovely to watch.
Last one for,
and I want to be a part of it. I want to see if I can sneak through the door and get in there and teach the kids to go rush the passer, because they're giving out $100 million contracts.
Okay.
You see what I did with You see what I did with my Washington Commanders up there. You see them boys hunting. Woo!
So not only is this man, he has kids tweeting out, "Hey, you got room for me over there, Unc?" The portal had 3,000 kids in it last time I checked. 3,000 kids in the portal. I'm not saying all 3,000 want to come and play for Coach Prime, but 3,000 kids in the portal sending subliminals saying, "Hey, we want to come in, you know, if you got room for me, I'm open to coming and play for Colorado." We got Maggie, the substitute teacher with the soothing voice, coming through to support Mr. Chat and appreciate the support. Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate all of your support, on the Lead Attorneys channel and being in the Red Pill space. Absolutely, you are valued here. I know a lot of times with when the Red Pill conversations get going, I know a lot of times the sisters can catch a lot of hell, but at the same time, we appreciate those of you who support us and moderate the channels and try to keep a lot of the riffraff down. So thank you for being here, Maggie. Guy in the black suit 3,000, and blue chips are in there. Absolutely. Bro, there are 4- and 5-star recruits in the portal. And like I said, a few of them are sending subliminals to say, "Hey, we would love to come and play for you." You just heard Warren Sapp, Hall of Fame defensive tackle, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I wanted to be the guy when I was in high school. He said he's finishing up his degree. As soon as he finishes his degree, because you have to have one to coach in college, he's going to reach out to Coach Prime and say, "Hey, I want to come and work with you too." So you think about the effect that this guy had. I don't want to go back through the videos because I don't want the stream to seem monotonous, but in the beginning, I show you a video of one of the roughest parts of town that he came to for a tournament, and it wasn't his first time. Rough part of town. After that, I show you the crime rate, and if you missed it, I'll show it again. The tournament that we were a part of, these are the crime rates for that area. Look at how high the crime is in that neighborhood. This is where Hall of Fame, Pro Bowl, cornerback, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, whatever you prefer to call him. These are the numbers for the neighborhood where he came without security, with his team, with his kids, with his parents, with his coaches, and walked amongst the people. Look at the crime rates. Total crime, 133% above the national average. Violent crime, 345% above the national average. Property crime, 92% above the national average. These are the numbers in Cedar Crest, where the Cedar Crest Comets play. And this is where Deion Sanders came. It's where this picture was taken. If you look in the background, you see the tent. You see it almost look like a domino game going on in the background. And he was out there amongst the people, mingling with the folks. So you got to respect a guy like that. I don't know him personally. My interaction with him was pleasant. He was cool. He was human. He was a father. He was a coach. He was a team owner. He was cordial. He was laid back. Maggie, I see your super chat, true sister. Actually, I see your cash app. I appreciate you. More than you would believe. Sis, thank me so much. No, thank you so much for being able to see the message that we kick out a lot of time in these spaces and not taking it personal, because obviously we're not talking to the sisters like you. We're not talking to the sisters like AV to the 7th Power. We're not talking to the sisters like Mona D. We're not talking to the sisters like Lady S. We're not talking to the sisters like Ian Allen. We're not. I can go on and on and on. But I appreciate you coming by to support. This stream won't be too long. Some of our favorite YouTubers are live right now. I understand it. I get it. Shout out to them. Shout out to the lead attorney. Shout out to Uncle D, Dennis Sperling. If you guys are not subscribed to those two brothers, make sure you swing by and check them out. Maggie, the substitute teacher, her and AV to the 7th Power made some mac and cheese that I was sitting back with my mouth watering like, damn, I would love to have some of that. But one day. I don't have too much more. I'll drop the stream in the chat. I want to give people an opportunity to come up if you so see fit. Like I said, won't be on too long, but we're going to close this out here in a bit, and I'll let you all have some of your time back on this late Tuesday. In the meantime, and if until somebody pops up in the back, we're going to rock out.
Served me out all the comments. And I'm not swag. Who is? I got time today. Who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? Baby, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? Baby, who is swag? Who is swag? Oh, I wake up motivated. 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 I wake up trying to bless somebody, inspire somebody, encourage somebody, help somebody to the next level. I got time today. I got time today. I got time. I got time. I got time today.
I'm calling it now. Shout out to Travis Hunter. I'm pretty sure he'll be over at Colorado University. Shout out to Shador Sanders. Wishing that young brother the best of luck. Shout out to Shiloh Sanders.
I got time today. I got time today. I got time. I got time. I got time today. Who is swag? If ain't swag, who is swag? If ain't swag, who is swag? If ain't swag, who is swag? If I ain't swag, who is swag? Baby, who is swag? Who is swag? I wake up motivated. I am a whole lot of things that a lot of folks would like to be. And somebody had the audacity to sit up here and say what I ain't. But baby, I know what I am. Who is swag? If I ain't swag, 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 who is swag?
So there you have it. That's a quick rundown of my short interaction with Coach Prime. Like I said, if it seems like I'm taking the stream personal, it's because I know that culturally, it's Black people. We have a piss poor habit of alienated a lot of our most talented people, whether they be entertainers. Look at the situation with Cat Williams, whether they be athletes like Primetime, whether they be philanthropists, whether they be scholars, whatever the case may be, we have a issue with alienating some of our most talented people among our group. With that being said, hey, I appreciate those of you who swung by. I appreciate those of you who are catching the restream. Like I said, make sure you subscribe, like the video, share it if you so see fit, chop it up into shorts if you so see fit. But that is all I got for y'all tonight. Big Bro's gonna catch up with y'all. Y'all be good. Bet.